The summertime real estate season is as hot as the weather, but if you've postponed your purchase until fall, it's actually a good thing. Blake Faison, a Lakes area expert and real estate agent at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties, is here to give us 4 reasons why you should buy your home in the fall. Welcome to the show.
Always great to be here.
Yeah. So Blake, what's the competition like?
Well, as most of you have heard, I mean, it's been a pretty wild ride in our local real estate market this year. You know, just a busy seller's market all year long. But I feel like in the last month, maybe 2, that things are kind of getting back to normal a little bit.
Okay.
I'm seeing quite a few, you know, price reductions, which you really didn't see all summer.
Sure.
And I'm also seeing some homes rack up some days on market where before they would usually
it was so quick.
Just sell right away.
Yeah.
And I think it's just kind of the cyclical nature of the housing market. You know,
Sure.
Those families with kids were looking to get in before the school year starts. They're not looking anymore. And those discouraged buyers that just lost so many multiple offers and aren't looking anymore. But, you know, I think fall, it's a great time for some of those discouraged buyers to get back out there, start looking, and some of those FHA, VA, and USDA loan packages as well. So
okay, well, the tips that you just shared and the reasons, I think those are great reasons to be looking in the fall. So what time of year usually puts buyers in the best seat, though, for like negotiations?
Well, surprisingly, the answer to that question is the winter.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, there's just such a lack of inventory that time of year that there's really not a lot
Makes
to choose
sense,
from.
I guess, yeah.
So fall's definitely a close second. And probably a better avenue for most buyers. You get a lot of homes carrying over from the summer months that haven't sold. And some of those sellers who might have priced it a little too high might be considering a price reduction right now, or even, you know, accepting an offer that they wouldn't even have thought of, you know, maybe even a month ago.
Right.
Buyers also, too, there's fewer buyers out there, which is less competition.
Okay, yeah, that makes perfect sense, too.
Less competition means you actually have time to think about the home you're going to buy. You don't have to be so impulsive right now. And it also puts you in a better spot at the negotiation table.
Okay.
So.
That's good. So if somebody does want, you know, they come to you this fall and they're like, okay, I am ready to do this. You know, I think this is an important one. Does it put them in their home before the holidays?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, time's running out, but I think as long as you get a fully executed purchase agreement before the 1st or 2nd week of November,
okay,
you should be in there. You know, lenders and appraisers kind of take up a bulk of that time to close on a home. And those guys are kind of getting caught up right about now, which can mean a quick closing. So I think you could definitely be in there. Or if you're a cash buyer, I mean,
yeah,
you can be in there as fast as a seller can move their stuff out of the house. So.
Right, and just being prepared.
Absolutely.
You know, yourself to purchase, you know, get it to the bank and all that good stuff.
Pre-qualified, all that good stuff.
Yeah, that all makes perfect sense. So even though tax time isn't typically until the spring, how can buying a home in the fall be advantageous in that regard?
If you don't own a home, you know, any money you spend on property taxes or interest on your loan can be tax deductible. So that's good to kind of stack up before the year ends. Also, if you're an investor, it might be advantageous to buy one more before the year's over.
That's a good point too.
Or if you have some 1031 exchange money laying around that you need to spend, maybe you get a house at a discount right now.
Okay. All sorts of great ideas right now for fall. And who'd have thunk, right?
Absolutely.
I know. It's still beautiful out to get out there and start looking and walking around the yards and all that too. So
gorgeous out there.
Time right now. Got to do it. That's great. How can people get in touch with you, Blake?
Just give me a call. My phone number is 218-329-1095.
All righty. That's awesome. Thank you so very much for being with us. Again, I always say it, but I love the tips that you guys bring to us. So
thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. You bet. Coming up on today's show, why you might want to grab a cup of coffee with a cop.